Mornings move fast. Wake up informed with Morning Edition on WRDW+.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us for this Friday morning edition. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Jones. Thank you so much for staying with us here on WRDW+. Let's go ahead and get you weather ready for the day. Your first alert meteorologist Malik Bryant is standing by. And Malik, we have some rain this morning.
Yep, rain, and a lot of us are seeing it here across the southeast. We've got some rain here. Been raining all afternoon last night and tomorrow morning. So across the CSRA, we've been seeing those showers pick up here. Those yellow spots are where we're seeing the more moderate rain and heavier rain here across the CSRA. But we're starting to see a few of us begin to dry out here on the back end. Tolliver County, Hancock County, now getting to Wilkes County. You guys are beginning to dry out. And then towards the southern CSRA, we're waiting on you guys to get in on your portion of the action here too. But the heaviest showers are along this axis here from Richmond County and northern Jefferson County. So southern areas of Augusta and the Blythe, Hepzibah area, y'all are seeing the heaviest showers there as well. So that morning commute this morning, not great, but by the afternoon, we'll see those conditions begin to improve. Once the rain begins to taper off, roads could still be wet though, so we'll make it a yellow there for you by the time that we're heading home this afternoon. But tomorrow looks better, and we'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes.
We do have some breaking news here for you this morning. A backup on I-20 eastbound near mile marker 3 due to a crash. It's causing a little bit of a traffic issue there. Officials say the scene is clear, but Highway Patrol is still directing traffic. Now, this does look a little bit better than our last check at the bottom of the 6:30 hour, but still a little bit of a slowdown there. This is from the SC 511 cam. So again, just a reminder, I-20 east around mile marker 3. Just be aware there may be a little bit of a slowdown. This morning, we're continuing to follow the newly filed petitions against Columbia County data centers.
Now we're hearing from Gregory Guido, the man who filed them.
This morning, your Gunter Schroeder is live outside the Columbia County Commission building with more. And Gunter, we also reached out to the county. Any word yet from them?
Well, county officials tell me they can't comment because of open litigation, but Guido certainly had a lot to say about the lawsuits that he filed 2 days ago. Now, he says after hearing concerns from his neighbors at commission meetings throughout this process, he decided to file 2 separate suits against the 2 approved centers. Both suits allege the county did not follow its own guidelines for growth or fully analyze the effects of the centers on the environment, including the effects on water and sewer capacity, traffic, and the protected wetland on the Pumpkin Center site. Guido says he hopes a judge will review the decision and changes will be made, primarily stricter building requirements.
We just want to make sure that we are being protected, the community is being protected, and the environment is being protected during this process.
Now, the suits ask for the court to do a full judicial review to see if the rezoning is lawful, and also ask the county to provide a full record of their proceedings throughout this process. But throughout the process, Guido says people have not been heard, and they say that a lot of them have reached out to him in support of this suit.
Yeah, this never-ending saga seems to continue to go on here, but we'll keep you updated as the suit progresses. Thanks for that, Gunter. But these petitions actually could be over before they really even begin.
That's right. That's because both were filed under a Georgia code that is no longer in effect. That code allowed you to request a court review of a zoning decision, but that's been out of date since last summer when a new code went into effect. The new version now places the burden of proof on the petitioner. In this case, Guido would have to provide clear and convincing evidence the zoning would hurt public health, safety, morality, or general welfare. Also, that petition would have to be filed within 30 days of the zoning decision as well, leaving just over a week to file a new complaint.
Staying with data centers at the state level here, an amendment on a bill covering who pays for the power to run the centers is now up in the air. The Georgia Senate adjourned before lawmakers could vote. The amendment would have barred the centers from passing its power costs on to you. While Georgia Power has said the center's power usage won't affect your bill, lawmakers want to make sure that stays true.
We want it codified into law that these costs will not be put on them, because if the AI bubble goes away, who pays for it?
Now, the bill is not dead, but it's not clear if or when it will come up for another vote. In the last 3 years, Georgia Power customers have seen their power bills go up by more than $40 a month. The company says it's to expand the power grid. Parents now on trial. We have the latest on opening statements concerning Tanya and Leon Tripp.
Both are accused of plotting Janelle Carwell's death. That's Tanya's daughter. In 2018, the 16-year-old's body was found buried in a shallow grave not far from her home, and after the community spent a year searching for her.
We're going to break it down for you here piece by piece. Justin Mullis gave the opening statements for prosecutors. He argues Leon and Tanya worked together as parties to a crime and are at least responsible for Carwell's death. Because she was found about a year later, Mullis says much of that evidence was lost because of decomposition. He admitted they're going to share circumstantial evidence, but called for the jury to consider what the Tripps told investigators throughout the case as well.
During the course of this trial, the lies, the deceit, while Janelle is missing, will show you that they were working together.
He claims evidence and testimony don't match up. He says on April 17, 2017, Leon's phone was tracked heading towards Atlanta, Janelle's too. He says when Tanya reported both of them missing, she told authorities they were supposed to be at Clarks Hill Lake and couldn't reach them. 6 days later, his truck was found abandoned not far from her home. The state believes Tanya and Leon were in touch the entire time.
Now moving to the defense, Leon and Tanya are represented by different attorneys, both making different cases to prove their client is not guilty. We're starting with Leon's defense. Elisa Burnham called on the jury to challenge every piece of evidence prosecutors will present, to ask themselves where it comes from and if it truly links Leon to Janelle's death. She says by law, the state must prove without a reasonable doubt he did it. And she says running away does not mean murder.
When you listen to the citizens, listen to the bits and pieces and the bricks that they're trying to look together to show you one potential house. Please think of that. Who's telling that story?
Now on to Tanya. We've been asked to not show one of the people who testified's case, show their face from this point forward.
Her attorney argues she is a victim, placing all the blame on Leon. Arnold Regas told the jury the state would be relying on the assumptions, gaps, and his lies.
He says Tanya has no idea what happened to Janelle and had no role in her death.
Love is a lot of things. They can be beautiful. They can be wonderful. But sometimes they can be plain stupid. And especially when you're Tanya Tripp and you're the victim of Leon's lies and Leon's blood.
Well, from there, the courtroom heard from several witnesses, including Janelle's sister, a Richmond County lieutenant, and a local reporter. You can read everything they said on the stand on our website, WRDW.com.
We also include the timeline both sides shared in their opening statements, from the last day anyone saw Janelle to Leon and Tanya's actions after she disappeared. Day 5 of witness testimony starts today, this morning at 9. We do plan to be there, and of course, we'll keep you updated both on air and online. Burke County leaders are responding to calls from the sheriff's office for upgrades to the county jail. This all comes after an inmate allegedly threw human waste on 2 detention center officers. The sheriff's office released this video from last weekend where they say inmate Javen Ward first threw toilet water with urine on an officer performing routine duties. After he was moved the next day, officials say he threw feces on a different jailer. In a statement from the county, they say they're working on jail renovations, saying, quote, funds have been allocated for jail renovations and we are working to move forward. One barrier that we're facing is the sheriff wants to use the allocated jail renovation funds in other areas not related to the jail. He's currently suing us for control of the camera funds that we've allocated for jail renovations. We hope that a court resolution in the court case will come soon and we can move forward with our plans to renovate the jail. You can read the full statement on our website, WRDW.com, and find more of 12 on Your Side's investigations into the legal battle between the county and the sheriff. Well, Richmond County Sheriff's Office sergeant has been fired after documents show he admitted to having sex with a co-worker's wife while he was on duty. 12 on Your Side's and Meredith Anderson first broke this story. Now, her investigation shows this is not the first time he's been accused of an inappropriate relationship. Chris Chavis retired from the Aiken County Sheriff's Office almost 3 years ago after a complaint about an inappropriate relationship with a confidential informant. This time, the allegations involve a fellow deputy's wife.
We had hoped to speak with Chavis's attorney, but he hasn't provided us with a name yet. The state is now investigating. Post is the agency that certifies all law enforcement officers in Georgia. Whenever any law enforcement officer is fired, that automatically triggers a Post investigation.
We have decided to not name that deputy or his wife. In the internal affairs file, investigators say the sergeant, Christopher Chavis, admitted he'd been sleeping with the deputy's wife for about 3 months, including on February 16th, when he said he had sex with her while he was on duty. The sheriff's office listed the violation as conduct unbecoming. The final disposition? Termination. 12 on Your Side reached out to Chavis for comment. He replied, quoting here, "I will have to refer this to my counsel. I am appealing the decision. Thanks." Chavis is well known in the law enforcement community. He runs the Support One charity, supporting all first responders, firefighters, EMS too, involved in critical incidents.
In another high-profile case, the prosecution rests in the trial of Colin Gray, whose son is accused of carrying out the deadly Appalachia school shooting. The state ended their case with the video of the shooting, leaving victims' families, jurors, and even Gray overcome with emotion. Earlier, the state also showed financial transactions revealing a rifle, ammunition, and weapons accessories bought by Gray, even texting his son about buying a tactical vest in exchange for his son to control his anger.
Got this for you, son, because I love you. And also so hopefully you can work on being a little more patient. At the end of the day, being disrespectful and flat out being mean and ugly doesn't do anything. So please, when you feel like you're getting angry or about to lose your temper, take a deep breath and realize I'm going to make it happen at some point, okay?
Today, Colin Gray is expected to take the stand as the defense's only witness.
All right, and what for now across the CSR? But don't worry, conditions are going to improve by the time that we head towards the afternoon and evening hours. We'll talk about that coming up right after the break.